Okay, so let us now focus more on solutions and applications of right triangles. And the beginnings of trigonometry can be traced back to antiquity. Well, gulang na gid kaayo. The first figure shows the Babylonian tablet Plimpton 322, which provides a table of secant values. Now, the Greek mathematicians Hipparchus and Claudius Ptolemy developed a table of chords which gives values of sines and angles between 0 and 90 degrees in increment of 15 minutes. Until the advent of scientific calculators in the late 20th century, tables were used to find function values that we now obtain with the stroke of a key. So if you have books on plane and spherical trigonometry, if you can go adto sa iyang back part, na sila yung mga tables dira, still depicting the early values derived by our forefathers in engineering and mathematicians. Now, applications of spherical trigonometry accompanied the study of astronomy for these ancient civilizations. Until the mid 20th century, spherical trigonometry was studied in undergraduate courses. So hopefully we can reach spherical trigonometry, but I would like to make emphasis in your plane spherical trigonometry because uh, majority will be encountered, especially if you do statics of rigid bodies. Okay, now a number that represents the results of counting or a number that results from theoretical work and is not the result of measurement is an exact number. Okay, there are 50 states in the United States, and in that statement, 50 is an exact number. So let us say there are 8-degree programs offered by the College of Engineering and Architecture. So exact number na siya. Pero if let us say uh, ang gidak-on sa land area dira sa Norso Pandan campus, that is a result of measurement. Okay, and if we do that, natin ginatawag na significant numbers. Yeah, significant figures rather, sorry. I know that you encountered that term already in your high school, but here in college, especially in engineering and as well as higher architecture subjects, it is best that we write what is provided in the calculator, like tanan, to avoid what we call numerical discrepancy, especially if napaka sa early part of your solution. Okay? Now, most values obtained for trigonometric applications are measured values that are not exact. They are a result of measurement. Suppose we quickly measure a room as 15 feet by 18 feet. To calculate the length of the diagonal of the room, we can use the Pythagorean theorem, right, which is a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. So, but for this case, the sides are 15 and 18, while the diagonal will be our letter c, or in here, we use d. Okay, so d squared is equal to 15 squared plus 18 squared, and the sum of the squares of 15 and 18 is 549. And if we take the square root of 549, if we do that in our calculator, that is 23.430749, and actually, napana siya ay 0 3. So it is best nga isulat na lang gyud nato tanan ang what do you call that? Exact or what is presented in your calculator. Because mo man na siya like closest approximation of the true value. Okay, let us say pi, for example. I know pi is infinite, but if we type pi in our calculator, it will only present 3.40159265 4, right? Then, para closest na yun siya sa approximation, closest ang imong approximation to the true value, kopyahan na lang tanan. Okay? Now, to solve a triangle means to find the measures of all the angles on the sides of the triangle. So please bear in mind this uh, se sentence that if the problem states that solve the triangle, you have to provide all the measures of the angles and the sides. As shown in the figure, we use to A, this one A, to represent the length side, the length of the side opposite to angle A. So we use small letter A to denote the side opposite to angle A, B for the length of the side opposite to angle B, and so on. In a right triangle, the letter C is reserved for the hypotenuse good to avoid confusion. Bahalag mo gamit pa kag C squared is equal to M squared plus N squared, wala problema. Basta kay C gamiton gyud nato for our hypotenuse. And it is also quite troublesome mo gamit pa maglaing letter gyud no, A, B, uh, apart from A, B, and C. So sila na lang gyud tulo, and CC is always associated for our hypotenuse. Kaya basig magtuot ang lahi ang ato ang letter for hypotenuse ba? So for standard, C gyud is for our hypotenuse. Now, like I said, to maintain accuracy, always use given information as much as possible and avoid rounding in intermediate steps. Okay? Best gyud nga kopyahon na lang yun tanan ang naa sa calculator. Okay, so let us do example 13 and 14. Solve right triangle ABC. If A has an angle measure of 34 degrees 30 minutes and C is equal to 12.7 inches. So how are we going to go about this one? So it means that what we are going to do is that we will solve angle B. And since it says here the triangle and there's a box at C, C is already 90 degrees. So we need to calculate for A and as well as for B. We write our given. A is equal to 34 degrees 30 minutes. C is equal to 12.7 inches. Okay. Now, C is hypotenuse. Small letter A is side opposite to angle A. So what does that tells us? That if we do sine of angle A, that is small letter A over small letter C. Angle A is given, A is unknown, C is given. So therefore, we can actually calculate for our letter A base a small letter A, or meaning side A, using this equation. And that is how we multiply both sides by C. C times sine A is equal to C sine A. A over C times C, C cancels, so A. Then we substitute the given values. And that is, for letter A, C is 12.7 inches, open and close parenthesis, sine 34 degrees 30 minutes. So our letter A, or side A, is sine 34 30, sorry, Sine 34 degrees 30 minutes times 12.7 is equal to 7.193335959 and don't forget the inches. So this is our A and please box your final answers. So nakuha na to si A. We will get B. How are you going to get B? B is side B is adjacent to angle A. So therefore, and we know cosine A is equal to B over C. We multiply both side by C. So this becomes B is equal to C cosine A. And this is equal to 12.7 times cosine A is 34 degrees 30 minutes. 34 degrees 30 minutes. So our B is equal to cosine 34 degrees 30 minutes is 0.824126188. Answer times 12.7 and that is equal to 10.4664026 inches. This is our B. Okay. Now, in order for us to know the measure of angle B, since this is 90 degrees and we know that the sum of the entire the angles inside a triangle is equal to 180, so that is A, angle A plus angle B plus angle C is equal to 180 degrees. Since we are only concerned with angle B, that's B is equal to 180 degrees minus A minus C. This is equal to 180 degrees minus 34 degrees 30 minutes minus 90 degrees. So our B is equal to 180 degrees minus 34 degrees 30 minutes minus 90 degrees. That is 55 degrees, 55 degrees 30 minutes. Okay, that is B. Okay. Now, we'll try to check whether sakto ba ni tanan ang ato ang mga values. So, how? So, how are we going to solve this one? For the sides of the triangle, we will be using the Pythagorean theorem. And we will add the sum of the squares of A and B and we'll try to see if 12.7 bagyod ang ato ang C. Okay? So if C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared, this is 7.193359209 squared 193359209 plus 10.4664026 squared and our C is equal to 12 bagyod 7.193359209 squared plus 10.4664026 squared and you take the square root and that is indeed 12 12.7 inches. So, sakto ang ato ang A. Now, another way of solving this one is pwede pod nga unahon nato pangita ang angle B. Right? Pwede na to. What I say unahon ang angle B, instead of using cosine A, pwede nga sine 55 degrees 30 minutes. That is, I will use another color para kay alternative man siya nga solution. That is sine B. What is the side opposite to angle B? And that is letter B over C. So this becomes B is equal to C sine B. And you try to check kung whether 10.4664026 ra ba gihapon ang ato ang makuha. And take note, angle B is 55 degrees 30 minutes times 12.7. So there are more than actually daghan o pa maagi sa pag-solve lang sa ato ang equation example 13.